Okay, so real briefly, I want to explain the panel here. This is the master panel. As you can see, it goes empty to full and all these little buttons. These are not 100% accurate. I've never been in an RV that does have 100% accurate, but it does give you a good gauge on how all these work. So you've got your fresh water there. This is your potable water. This is the water you can use when you are boondocking or when you are on the road from your tank to run a little bit of water in the sink to flush the toilet. And how that works is you hit the water pump, you would turn that on, and that would that's a mechanism that allows the water to then go either through the sink, through the toilet, whatever you need. Then you have gray water, which again is all just dirty liquid water. Blacks are your solids right here. And then you have your propane. Your propane if you go out the main door here, to the right is where the propane goes in, and there is a master switch there as well. We always tell you to turn that off when you're traveling and then turn it back on when you're stationary and wanting to use it. The propane runs the heat. It runs the stove. We have a 3-burner stove, and it runs the refrigerator. The refrigerator has an option for electric or propane. There's a button on the front of the refrigerator, so when you're mobile, you're able to keep everything nice and cold just through the propane. And then once you're hooked up, it will automatically switch over to electric once you're plugged in. So in terms of hot water, your water heater is right here. That does require, again, both the water pump and water heater require the auxiliary battery to be on. Excuse me. That's what controls any of the mechanisms in the cab of the RV, including the overhead lights. And you'll hear, once you turn the water heater on, listen. Okay, you heard that little click? That will take 15 to 20 minutes to heat up the water. It's a 6-gallon hot water tank, which is plenty for dishes, for a quick shower, for whatever. And so that takes care of that. So I'm going to turn this off. And that burns less propane. Technically, you could leave the water heater on all the time, but it just keeps, that 6 gallons hot all the time, but it burns a lot of propane, and it's really kind of wasteful and unnecessary. So one moment here, we've got the auxiliary battery here and the master, or the main battery, and we're going to explain that in just a moment.
You did explain the water pump?
Yes.
Okay.